Okay, so this is just going to be a breakdown of the watch list, the thing that would normally come at the start of the weekly calls, but because I haven't done one yet this week, I'm just going to do it now, and then you can get this, and then any questions we can go over in the weekly call, and I'll edit these two videos together, then make an actual weekly call video. So it's going to be a bit different this week, and maybe if it works in the future, but yeah, for now, I'll just do a watch list of everything I'm watching and the pairs that were requested by you guys. So firstly, USD CAD is a trade I'm in, and maybe you're in too if you're following it. But I'll start on the monthly. As always, the monthly, there's not much to see. I'm just getting an overall picture just to see anything that's going on. And then on the weekly, you can see there's some kind of supply zone up here that's on the daily, but doesn't matter. The only thing I was watching is this demand zone. I mean, this is still in the past, so this is going to be the same from last week's watch list, but not much has changed, really. Going down to the daily, though, as you can see before last week, we got this tap into the daily supply zone and a push down from it with a daily demand zone that price could target and maybe reverse from. So then on the 4 hour, where I got my entry, I marked up this zone last week and sent this trade. Originally, this take profit was down here, I think, or something, which is still possible, but just to have a higher win rate and higher probability of the trade playing out, I'm going to target these lows because that was the move down before the pullback. So continuation is going to take out these lows, and then wherever you target after that is just kind of a random prediction. So for me, it's better to just target where's sensible and where's likely to be hit. So we'll see how this plays out. It's been a bit indecision. It hasn't been any big move down. It's just kind of be moving. But this is what I was watching on USD CAD, and that's all I'm really watching. Maybe I'll put my trade a buy signal from here, but I'll send that through. For now, I'm not watching anything there. So going to the next pair. I'll go into Euro USD, which I've got this trade sent. So we'll start on the monthly. Again, not much. You see, push down, pull back, and it looks like we're turning around now. Big wick there, and then two very bearish months. So what's going to happen in October? Well, we'll see. But the expectation is another push down, but maybe we're going to change, go up. We'll see. On the week, you can see this was a bit weird because so you had the sell side liquidity swept on the weekly candle here, but then the week following it, last week, also had some buy side liquidity swept. So this upper liquidity swept and then price closed bearish. So these two candles kind of so the opposite of each other. This candle suggests we're going bullish. This candle suggests we're going bearish. So not much to really say on the weekly. It's a bit of indecision. But the market structure is bearish, pushed up. Now it changed into bearish. Change character here, and there is some imbalance here that price could target. Then going on to the daily, what you can see, so this liquidity was swept, price pushed up from it, and then you can see this liquidity resting above this high here. And it got pushed down. This you could call a supply zone, and it was, but it got swept, and that's fine. This is just daily liquidity getting swept before a big push down, and that is what made me want to take a trade on the 4 hour. We had the daily liquidity swept, and then big candles pushing down, showing lots of bearish momentum. Breaking these lows, these lows, these lows. So my expectation is a pullback to somewhere in here, and then a continuation downwards. So there isn't actually any order block or supply zone that I can see that's clear. If you go into different time frames, there is maybe that, but I don't know where all the accumulation happened. So for me, in this case, I'm just going to take a simple trade entry from the start of the imbalance, play it safe. Still get a good risk reward, 2.5. If it goes down to these lows, but I will likely just target wherever is the lowest low before the pullback. So I'll change that if we get tagged into the trade. But even a 1.7% is very nice. If you can make that every month, then you'll be set. So that's Euro USD for now. The GBP USD is pretty much exactly the same. Go on to the monthly. A little bit different, but same concept: push down, pull back to some supply zone, and then turnward down. With August and September being very bearish. The weekly, again similar. Tap to this supply zone, respected it, and push down, change of character. Possibly some sell side liquidity here that price could take out, with a weekly demand zone to target as well, and possibly see a reaction from to continue higher. But that will be a few weeks away, so just something to note for the future. On the daily though, again, this is the main thing. So there wasn't actually, there was a liquidity sweep, kind of, with this high. You can call it a liquidity sweep. It's kind of a bit there's going to be some uncertainty there because you get two candle closes above it, but then you do get a big push down. So similar to Euro USD with this, I mean, it's the same candle, 29th of September. Is it a liquidity sweep? Probably. But on the 4 hour, the main thing, disregarding the liquidity sweep, you don't always need a liquidity sweep. What you can see is the order block that I was actually looking at last week and was trying to trade from was over here, and price didn't tap into it before selling off. But something important to note when looking at order blocks is that it's not just the last up candle before the move down, because otherwise whatever time frame you choose is going to determine what trade entry you get, which you don't really want to do. So the effective rule is all the buying before the selling. And so this is the order block I was looking at to get a refined entry, but the whole buying before the selling, the manipulation before the distribution, was from the low of this wick. As you can see, price bought up there, bought up, and then sold off. So all of this area here is technically the order block, and that got mitigated over here before turning around. So that's just going to happen sometimes. But it makes sense now that all of this stuff's being mitigated and price is going to continue down, make a pullback, and then continue lower. So same entry as USD, just going from the extreme imbalance, trying to get a nice entry there, stop us above the high, and then target wherever. But yeah, so GBP USD is the same. AUD USD, not looking at anything really. Just mark some stuff up. Monthly looks like we're going low, but we are in this demand zone, so potentially on the weekly we could see a change of character and I'll go bullish again. But see, it's been doing a lot of random stuff. You know, this could be an accumulation phase. You've got like range here, manipulation, distribution, or it could just continue lower. We don't know, but if we get close above here, then yeah, I'll start looking for longs on a weekly point of view. But for now, on the daily, again, this is a 4 hour demand zone that we marked up last week, refined from a daily order block. But not much is happening here. Prices come back to retest in this area, and maybe it's going to push up. But really, not much to happen. You could also watch this zone, maybe for a lower time frame entry. The reason I'm not too confident about it is because there is this nicer zone up here that price could use as inducement, the liquidity here. I could take that out into the zone and then continue lower. So I'm not too confident about the zone, but maybe a lower time frame entry could get you a nice scalp intraday. So you can mark that up if that's something you're interested in doing, and I'll keep an eye on it as well. I'll set an alert just for when it happens. So then the other things I wanted me to talk about was USD CHF, the other trade that I was in. So you go to the monthly, going down, you know, kind of swept this liquidity over here, and then pushed up. Structure is not as clear on the week on the monthly, so if we go to the weekly, you can see it a lot clearer. Liquidity swept, and then did we? Yeah, the high there. Okay, yeah, we did get a close above that, so it is technically a change of character. But the main thing is you can see here we start to pick up momentum, get 4 big bullish candles as opposed to here where it's quite slow. Bullish candles looking for a pullback, maybe to continue up. On the daily, this is the main time frame. What I was looking at originally was this zone here. But then when I saw price this candle here on the 12th of October be very bullish, I looked for a reason for that. And my reason was on the daily, looking at this imbalance. So price positively reacted from that imbalance. And then when I went down to the 4 hour, I looked back and I saw there's a clear candle here. Very clear 4 hour demand zone. The reason I wasn't looking at this before was because I was looking at this zone down here, and I didn't want to choose a zone that was right above another zone because that could just be used as inducement. But for me, it was confirmed as not being used as inducement once we got this set up here, with price pushing up loads after sweeping liquidity, which is clear on the 1 hour, so I'll get down to that. But this, for me, confirmed the order flow as bullish, and the institutions or whatever were buying from this area, pushed up, and then maybe get a return to this zone and another push up, which we have so far, and we'll just see whether we were right or whether we get taken out. Yeah, going down to the 1 hour, you can see it a lot clearer. Price taps in, creates some liquidity below these lows here, sweeps it, pushes up, pull back, and then continues and shoots up the loads. And if I was looking at the lower time frame, which I don't normally do on the 1 hour, but could have got a very refined entry. With this order block here, you could have got a very, very nice risk reward to trade if it all plays out. But for me, I just like to be a bit more safe, and I used the 4 hour demand zone. So that's why I was confident the price was going to pull back. Then you got your order block here that was respecting this order block, and you got huge momentum from this area. So a lot of buying volume is here, because that's what you're looking for. You're looking for the volume, and you just follow the volume. So yeah, that's my reasoning for USD CHF. Any other pairs? CAD CHF, I'm still just watching maybe a pullback to this zone, but we've come quite far away from it now, so there isn't really anything here that could cause a reaction, unless maybe we get down to this area. But on the daily, it's all just up, up, up. Not really anything to get a reaction from. So for me, I'll be looking for bearish trades, but nothing that I see yet. So yeah, that's it for CAD CHF. And that's it for all the pairs that I'm watching. So now I'll go into NAS 100 and do the pairs that you requested. So on the monthly, we're in this monthly supply zone. Could see a reaction, could see a continuation and breakthrough, because stocks do just trend upwards. Then on the weekly, you can see this is the third time that this weekly supply zone has been mitigated. We get tapped into once, tapped into twice, and now tapped into further into the zone 3 times. But then we do get a little change of character, and looks like we could be going bearish. So on the daily, there was this daily supply zone order block. As I said, it could be this buying before the selling, and also there's this imbalance that price can react from as well. So you've got to be able to adapt and see what the market is just doing. And once I got 2 bearish trades, or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, showed me tap in to this imbalance and then sell off. So maybe the price was just respecting the balance, and that's enough for me. As it did over here, you got this imbalance. These 2 candles got respected. You got this imbalance here that got respected. But yeah, that's what I'm looking for on the daily then. So then on the 4 hour, looking for sales. And what you can see is actually the price took out this liquidity here before selling off. Left this 4 hour supply zone, which got respected, tapped into just a bit, and sold off. And so you could be looking now for pull back to this 4 hour supply zone again for another sell off. But that's quite tight. So you can go down to the 1 hour, look for a refinement, and you can see all this buying before the selling. So maybe you won't get tapped into the trade if you go for something as extreme as this. But this is the candle that took out liquidity, and it's the 1 hour candle before all of this selling. So is it possible trade entry, or you can look for lower time frame entry. This isn't something I trade, so I don't trade Nasdaq. But if you do, this is something to watch out for. And then gold, unfortunately, because I didn't send this through last night, I had already marked up this 4 hour zone. And price, as soon as Sunday started selling off from that zone. So it's a bit annoying, but those things happen. On the monthly, kind of ranging, still got that buy side liquidity. Not much to see with a monthly demand zone over there. Then onto the weekly, again, not much different, other than this push down and then push up. That's a bit quite an extreme movement, but I guess you do see that quite a lot with gold. Push down and pushes up, quite big moves. Onto the daily then, not much with respect to this daily demand zone. I was looking for a pullback last week to this zone, but we just took off. And then on the 4 hour, you've got that 4 hour zone, the demand zone there. Not much in between. You've got this imbalance getting respected, and all that stuff. And then this 4 hour zone that took out liquidity. Strong push up, and then push down, and very long push down. Price reacted from that push down. So potential trade, maybe you could get either straight on the 4 hour or on a lower time frame. Maybe looking at this supply zone for a pullback, and then a push down to whatever, maybe the start of this imbalance. Or maybe just go for a 1 to 3, 1 to 2, whatever you want, or the low that forms. So you could do, price goes like this, something like this. Then you could target just that low, the low before the pullback, as a possible take profit. But otherwise, that is all the trades that I am looking at. So hopefully you found that useful. Let me know if you did. And we will do the weekly call at some point, and I'll do one of these again next week. So yeah,